Good morning and welcome back to the farm. We have now been in possession of the farm for a whole year. I'm going to take you around and show you some of the things that we've achieved within that time.
Our journey started in September 23 when we placed an offer on this small parcel of land. Many curveballs were thrown our way during this process, and it was an absolute emotional roller coaster. We finally received confirmation of the completion of the purchase on Wednesday, the 10th of July 2024 at 3:30 p.m. It was such great news. We were so excited that it had finally come through. August was spent trying to tame the beast of this land. Everything was overgrown. We trimmed, we flailed, brush cutted, anything to be able to find the soil at the bottom of all of this overgrown land.
How are you finding Tony's weed eater?
It's a monstrous machine. I've got one on order from Etsy.
From Etsy? Or Temu?
All of them. Whoever can get it to me first, I can use it.
Hard work.
We made the mistake of going away, and by the time we got back, everything had grown back just to how it was. October saw the arrival of the new tractor. This helped us lighten the load a little bit. So some of the jobs that we had been doing in August, now we could do even quicker and easier with the tractor.
November was spent looking at the woodland area. We spent a lot of time working with the Forestry Commission. All of the spruce trees have been labelled. We had to clear the brambles and the stingers and a lot of the fallen wood in order to get to each and every tree. And then we needed to measure the height and the circumference of every tree in order that we could let the Forestry Commission know what the cubic meterage of our spruce timber is likely to be. That was a very large job and took quite a long time in cold, wet, miserable weather. But we've got there now and we know every tree, all the locations of the trees. Bit of weeding in the meantime while I'm here. The other big thing that's happened is the fence went in. This was part of the sale and the fence was meant to be in before we completed. However, there was lots of delays, so we agreed that as long as it went in before January, that would be fine. It went in December.
Sadly, by the end of 2024, we got broken into. They managed to cut the brand new fence that had just gone in, which was really disappointing. So we spent a couple of very cold, wet, miserable weeks at the farm trying to resolve everything, fix and repair some of the damage that was caused.
February was the month for tree surgery. So the oak tree in the paddock had a haircut and we took off some of those lower limbs that were already damaged and fallen apart. The other tree surgery work we did was to this oak tree, which, as you can see, is no longer here. This was in order to protect the wall underneath it. The oak tree was very large. The root system was starting to undermine the wall, so we took the decision, with consultation from the conservation people, to remove the oak tree and that was also a February task. This is the remainder of the oak tree. We left the stump, at least it's providing some benefits for nature. This is the major trunk system that came down. We tried to get as much off in one lump, and hopefully in the future I can make it into a table or something, but we'll see on that front. We have been throughout the year bouncing from priority to priority, and although we managed to chop down the oak tree behind the wall, we haven't quite got round to removing all the evidence, chipping and logging the wood from it. So this is on the to-do list for the future. March is when we planted our hedgerow. We have planted it around the whole of the perimeter. So we have about 650 metres of natural broadleaf hedgerow. I think that equates to about 4,500 whips that we planted. Took us about a week. We had loads of volunteers come and help out, which was absolutely amazing. This end of the paddock, the hedging still needs to be weeded as they have just shot up in this area. Lots of holes chopped out of these leaves. So some of these guys are doing really great. Other whips sadly absolutely got decimated with the heat.
We thought by planting in March we would have the normal typical British spring where we'd get lots of showers, the hedge whips would establish, and by the time it got to the hot weather in the summer they would be pretty self-sufficient. Sadly, we have had the hottest spring ever. I think we've had 3 heat waves this year already. We are having to water so much just to try and keep the hedgerow alive.
The garden growing area is starting to take shape. We've got some of the raised beds in place, although they're not all filled yet. Some of them are, and some of them have already got things growing in them. And behind we've got the polytunnel, which has finally been built, and we planted it out. So lots of things to do in the garden, but for year one we've got something in the ground and we've got some vegetables that we've grown and collected from it. June sees the first of our livestock entering the farm. I'm not necessarily sure bees count as livestock. Thank you for watching our latest episode of Mansion Copse Farm. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to continue watching our journey as we transform this land, click subscribe and the little bell and you will get notified when we issue a new video. Thanks very much.